So it is day one of the Skoolie Conversion. I am actually not feeling very good today. I think all the excitement has been catching up to me, but I have a bus. So we're starting off with the floors and the seats here. The floor was pretty straightforward. I just stuck a flathead screwdriver underneath it and pried it up, and it's glued down pretty good, so I had to pull pretty hard. But aside from that, it was pretty easy to remove. And as far as the seats go, all I had to do was remove the bolts from the floor that are holding it down, and I could just remove the seats then, except for two of them. So I figured out why these bolts aren't coming out. It's not because they're stripped, it's because, wow, I just learned a lot about this bus in the last like 30 seconds. So there's nuts on the underside of the floor that are spinning freely. I thought it was like stripped, but no, it's not. So I also made another semi-unfortunate discovery. So when I got under there, we've been, exposing this plywood, and I didn't realize that this plywood is the only thing separating the interior from the exterior. There's no I thought there was going to be like a metal floor or something, but no, it's just the plywood. Wow, yeah, with taking all these seats out, I'm definitely going to have plenty of weight. So up until this point, I've been kind of just working on it as I have time, working on it for like 5 minutes at a time. Today is the first day that I actually have a full day that I can work on this, so hopefully we can make some more progress. Now, unfortunately, this seat and this seat, the bolts, if I can tilt my camera down. Why is my camera not wanting to tilt? All right, so with these seats, the bolts down here have a nut underneath the floor. But the problem is the frame goes right over it. So I can't get to this very easily, but I did get it driven out just enough. There's about maybe a 1/4 inch there. So what I've got to do with this is basically get an angle grinder, and I'm just going to chop the head of the bolt off since I can't access the nut on the other side. I got the other ones out. It's just this one. And then on this seat over here, it's a similar story. Just have to angle grind it out, basically. So it sucks that we have to buy more tools, but I'm going to buy myself an angle grinder. So hopefully whenever that gets in, we can start removing the rest of these seats here. It is super windy outside, so I'm going to take all these little pieces of board and just set them right there for now, and then we'll burn them later. So, actually, while I got this down, I might explain this part to you guys real quick. So, I really want a hot tub in here. And I was a little sad that I got a small bus because that means there's not a lot of room for a hot tub. So I was browsing the Skoolie Planet Facebook page, and if you're going to be doing anything like this, I would highly, highly recommend you join that page. There's a good mix of people on that Facebook group, people who've been doing this for a long time, whether it's decades or years or whatever it is. And there's also people that literally just started today. But it's super helpful because if you run into a problem, you could ask that Facebook page, and there's almost certainly going to be someone who knows the answer. So anyway, what I was saying with that is I really wanted a hot tub in my bus. And I was sad that I got a short bus because there's really not room for a hot tub in here, let alone the water tanks or the systems to support something like that. But what this person on Skoolie Planet did was they got an inflatable hot tub and they put it on the wheelchair ramp. So they deflate it, bring it inside, pull the ramp up, put it back down, move it back outside. And they did have to slightly modify it. So like when I looked at their picture, they had a support here and a support here. So probably just bolt something like what they did, maybe make it so it folds up. Yeah, I think this would be probably the best use case for this. I was thinking about making this into like a outdoor kitchen or something, or maybe make the back section here the kitchen that you can then roll out. But I'm liking the hot tub idea better. So we're a ways from that still, but it's definitely something that I'm thinking about.
To see them on another world, looking up at them with wonder as they stood there and looked at us on Earth with wonder. That was a fine moment.
One helpful tip that I figured out about these little plastic nubbies, I was prying them off with a flathead screwdriver for a little while at first, but I found that these wire strips actually are perfect for that. They have like this little thing at the end. You can just pinch them perfectly. So definitely buy a set of these if you want to make this a lot easier. I tried it with a regular set of pliers, but it didn't seem to work as well. It worked still better than the screwdriver, but for some reason these just, I think it's just the little grooves at the end that are grippy. You know, I'm realizing that although the exterior structure of the bus is significantly better than the motorhome, the interior is still garbage. And that's why we're taking all of this out. I was debating whether I actually wanted to take the walls out at first, and I'm glad I did. I think that was definitely the right choice. But just because of stuff like this, like, I haven't gone through with the drill yet, but at least half of these are like this, where I pulled off the little plastic bit, and it's not even screwed into anything. So I'm definitely glad that I went through and removed all of this. Well, I guess am removing this, because otherwise I would have had some major problems down the road with stuff like this. And I do want to just clarify too, I'm not really doing anything in particular here. I'm just kind of, wherever I see something that needs to be removed, I'm removing it. So like I started with this upper strip here, but some screws are going under the air conditioner unit here. So I'm going to take the cover off and see if I can reach them. And if not, we're going to have to take this out a little early. And the air conditioner does not work. It turns on and the compressor turns on. So I think it's just out of refrigerant. I forgot the name of that for a second. So I'm really hoping it doesn't have any refrigerant in it, because that would be the best case scenario. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pay someone to come out here and evacuate the system before I can remove that. And just to clarify what I'm doing right here, I'm not actually removing the air conditioner unit yet. I'm only taking off the plastic cover just to see what's underneath there and see what I need to do to actually get this air conditioner removed. So I couldn't get the AC cover off, and I figured out why. Because there is one last screw up in this corner behind the speaker mounts here. Now, you're probably thinking what I was just thinking when I pulled this off. That is nasty. I don't know if this is yellowing from like sun exposure or if it's from cigarettes or what. Look how disgusting that is. I know it's probably just yellowing from the sun exposure, but That still is very grody looking. This actually is perfect. This would be the perfect place to put the mini split, I think, because look, there's already drain lines run, there's refrigerant lines run. Granted, I don't know if those are going to be the same size as what I need, but it would be very handy if they were. And the other problem with that is I don't know if I can reuse that space down there where the outside unit is, because I don't think it's quite tall enough. After messing with it a little bit, this came off pretty easily. It's only held in with a handful of bolts and a couple of clips as well. So basically just unscrewed everything and then pulled it down. Okay, so I've been looking for my impact wrench all day, and I just spent the last hour looking for it, and I finally found it. So we are going to try and take apart the air conditioner, and hopefully there's no refrigerant in it. I don't know where the purge valve is, but my plan before I start cutting lines is to basically just poke it real quick to see if anything comes out, and if something does, then we gotta call someone. But I needed the impact wrench for this next part because these bolts are a little bit tighter, and the other drill did not quite like that. So we're gonna try this instead. I do think that I need to wrap it up here soon, but we've actually made quite a bit of progress today, and you know, in the few minutes that I spent on it before this, I'm super pumped. This is just getting me really motivated, but I can't wait to have all the walls torn down, and then we're gonna rip up the floor here, and we're gonna redo the floor, and hopefully have a more sturdy floor. And then we can start building out our Skoolie. Okay, well, I just realized that we cannot take this down without checking the refrigerant lines first, so we might have to do that. I just don't know where the charge port is. So normally, well, oh, you know what? Actually, it just occurred to me. I guess normally it's on the outside. I was looking around here and I couldn't find it around this valve, but let's go check the outside. Honestly, I really hope that when we take this outside unit out, it is big enough space for the mini split and maybe a generator. I kind of doubt it will be, but you can always dream, right? I think that's it right there. Let me get under here with you guys. Nope, that was not it. Whale. Crapola. I don't know where that's at. So I think I might have to spend more energy on that later. I think I'm just gonna continue tearing out the walls now. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing, but I'm probably gonna, actually, yeah, I'm gonna unscrew this and then just fold it down. Man, my hair is frizzy today. It's probably because I have my gloves on, so I can't do this like I always do. Lovely. Okay, good enough for now. So let us finish this side, and then we're gonna move to the other side. Okay. Wow, it is hitting me that this is real and it's happening. It's crazy. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'm really excited. This is a lot easier than I thought it would be. The interior is already mostly fallen apart, so it makes everything really easy to just... But I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop for today. I do have to go get some things done and gotta make some money. And I will see you guys tomorrow.